Come on, everybody. It's Monday morning manna time. It's Monday morning manna time. Come on in the room. It is Monday morning manna time, and this is the day the Lord has made. Will you rejoice with me and be glad? Hey, we get to start a brand new week. I want you to tell everybody, your mom, your cousin, your brother, sister, let everybody know it is Monday morning manna time. Time for a word of encouragement for this week as we get started on today. Say something when you come in the room to let me know I'm not by myself in here. Hey, I see some wonderful people coming on in for this Monday morning encouragement as you will get the manna from heaven. Remember, that manna is what God fed his people with when they were going through challenging times. But he said, you don't have to worry about this. I'm going to feed you every day at the appropriate time with just what you need. Might not be what you want, but it's going to be exactly what you need to be able to get by and keep on going. Hey, I see a couple of new folks coming on in. Make sure you let everybody know it's Monday morning manna time. Hey, I don't want to take up your time too much on this morning, so you know how we do it. Got to get right into the word. And check this out. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. The word for this week is don't rush. Hey, I know. Hey, look, don't you look at me funny talking about who is this guy talking about don't rush, the king of rushing, the king of impatience. Hey, I've changed a whole lot and I'm still continuing to change. Now, you know, I have to give you some scripture with it because I don't want to tell you just what San Juan says. But book of James, we find, but let patience have its perfect work. What is it? Patience. Let patience have the perfect work in your life that you may be perfect and complete and lack nothing. I'll read that again. Let patience have its perfect work that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. All right. Hey, here we go. Now, as I get started, um, I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying. So for about 30 seconds, it's going to sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because I have to start off by telling you some things need to be decided quickly, but not most things. So some things, let me go ahead and talk to you procrastinators here. Some things you've been putting off because of the feeling of it. It's an uncomfortable feeling when you make that decision, or it's a challenging decision that you know you have to make and you've been putting it off. So before I can tell you don't rush, I need you to go ahead and make that decision. Stop putting it off because you're scared and go ahead and deal with it now. I want to be clear. I'm not talking about delaying those things that you've already been delaying and that you have been putting off because you're scared. All right, somebody put in there for me for these people that I'm talking to. Just type in real quick, don't be scared. Don't be scared. There you go. Don't be scared. All right, now, let's move on. Don't rush. Don't rush. What am I talking about today? When we look at that scripture, let patience have a perfect work. We have to think about that because patience is a virtue that's given to us by God, and it's often tested. Is your patience tested on a daily basis? I know mine is. My patience is tested on a daily basis with some things just because of some decisions I would love to make carefully. But be careful, y'all, of those spur of the moment decisions, those things that you rush into. I'm not saying you can't make some quick decisions and spur of the moment decisions, but it shouldn't be a common practice. Okay? It shouldn't be a common practice. We need to be able to show some restraint because the thing is, patience is usually has to do with waiting. And sometimes we see waiting as wasting. We see waiting sometimes as wasting times. And when you are impatient in today's society, a lot of times they call it ambition. Oh, they got some drive. They're a go-getter. And I like to be like that, but I've also learned that you can't be like that all the time. Are y'all with me? I want you to know that you can't rush. And this is for somebody this week. You can't rush into every decision that you have to make because waiting is not always wasting. Waiting is not always wasting. Are you hearing me today? Okay. So, and I mean, it could be a simple decision, but sometimes you just have to wait. Should I buy this or should I buy that? Or should I buy nothing? Do I get this car or that car? Do I get this house or that house? Or do I get none of the above? Because that too is an option. We don't like that none option. We like to pick between two things. But there is a third option, to do nothing right now. Nothing is an option. I teach that when I teach handling conflict, handling emergencies, mitigating challenges, because we often overlook that third option. We do have an option to do nothing. We don't like that because it makes us feel like we're not doing anything and not being productive. But waiting is not always wasting. As a matter of fact, waiting has some advantages. When you don't rush anything, it has some advantages. I want to give you five. So I need my scribes to be ready. I'm giving you five, and then I'm going to get out of your way so you can start your week off wonderfully. First of all, one of the advantages of waiting is overcoming emotions. That's a big one. If you wait, you give your emotions time to calm down. Sometimes we want to make quick decisions, fast decisions because we're emotional about it. Marketing depends on our emotions. That's what commercials are about. That's why you have high pressure sales tactics. Overcome emotions, whatever those decisions might be, if you give it some time. And I'm not saying how much time, you have to figure that out, but you give it some time, you have time for your emotions to subside and get rid of the emotional attachment, or a lot of the emotional attachment to the decision that you want to make. So don't rush. The second thing after you overcome emotions is you have evaluation time. Okay, I say that again. When you wait, one of the advantages is you have evaluation time. And in your evaluation time, if you buy a house, you're buying a property, you're buying a commercial property or something like that, you get a due diligence period. And that's called your evaluation time because you get to check it out. You get to check it out. You get to think this thing over. And at that same time, um, you get to um, think about it. Does your hurrying make sense? Does your rushing make sense? And most of the time, you'll find out that it doesn't if you take that evaluation time. Okay. So you have overcoming emotions, you have evaluation time. That third thing is you have cost counting time. Cost counting time. You get to count up the cost. Because sometimes, you want to make that spur of the moment. I'll just make it simple. You're looking at that outfit and that thing is all you, baby. It's your size, it's your color. It just costs a little bit more than you had planned on paying. But if you take some time, you get to think about, if I buy this, I'm going to have to take money from here, money from there. It's going to cause me to be in this situation. It's going to change my budget here. And that's a simple thing. But if you take some time, then that's your cost counting time. And you might change your mind. That fourth thing is one of the most important: prayer time. Prayer time. I know some people that pray over everything. They get on my nerves because they pray over the slightest thing, but they often do not have the regrets of rushing into things that a lot of people do have. Okay. So you want to have prayer time, and in that prayer time, you're able to seek peace. Are you going to have peace about going ahead with this situation, or peace about not doing anything in the situation? So prayer time allows you to have peace. And then watch this: change time. The fifth one is change time. Oh, you're doing so good, Chanel, keeping that up for me. But change time. So in your waiting time, it can change. Whatever you are trying to make a decision about, it may no longer be this. You ain't got to worry about buying the dress. You ain't got to worry about buying the shoes or buying the car because it's gone. And you might hate you missed it, but in the long run, I promise you won't regret not getting it. So it can change because you have that change time. And watch this: also in that change time, you can change. Your desires can change. Because often in our quick decision making, we're actually settling and don't even realize it. It may be so close to what we want or so close to what we need that we're willing to accept it. And sometimes we'll accept it and miss what comes along next. So you have that change time, overcoming emotion, valuation time, cost counting time, prayer time, and change time. So check this out. We're in a world filled with instant gratification, right? We've been like that for a long time. It didn't just happen. It's just gotten worse. It's amazing. I hate the backspace on my computer. It's like, man, I got to go all the way back up there and retype something. I was looking at a typewriter on Saturday and remember the days of the whiteout, or either just having to tear up the whole page and start over because I made a mistake halfway down the page. It's not even like that anymore. We have instant gratification, and for some reason, we still want it faster. But the thing is, patience doesn't seem to have importance. Now, watch this. You might get upset with this, but it is the truth. Patience is a sign of maturity. Don't rush. Grow up. Grow up and be patient and realize everything does not happen quick, fast, in a hurry, in your time like you want it to. But let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete. So when you don't rush, you lack nothing. This, ma'am, this, sir, has been your Monday morning manna. I want you to go and be blessed in the Lord. Have a wonderful week. And remember, get those things that need to be done that you've been putting off. But by all means, do not rush. God bless you.